Michael Burry predicts financial disaster. Hello and welcome to Financial World, where we tell you what's happening right now. Michael Burry is a controversial figure who many people, such as Elon Musk, dislike. Burry is known for tweeting outlandish financial forecasts. However, after tweeting, he promptly deletes it. Over the previous year, Michael Burry has been fairly outspoken on Twitter, sharing his ideas and forecasts. He also occasionally disables his account. Still, in recent times, he has been accurate in foreseeing a major financial catastrophe that may be coming soon. The great question is, though, whether he is a financial oracle or simply a lunatic. Dr. Michael Burry has been one of several harshest critics of the financial markets and the American economy over the last few months. He correctly forecasted the 2008 subprime disaster and served as the protagonist in the book and movie The Big Short. Based on basic economic factors, debt, and monetary policy, he predicted a new market meltdown in 2022. In contrast to most people, Michael Burry tends to take to Twitter to post his thorough investigation before deleting it. However, just in case you're interested in finding out about his posts, there is an archive account that reposts all of his 280-character pieces of work. Michael Burry has not been the most sophisticated in his cautions. According to his posts on Twitter, the 2020 bounce was too quick, and basic P/E ratios indicate that fundamental stock values are far higher than they should be. He seems to think that for the stock market to revert to a typical historical value based on earnings, it would need to fall by 50% from its highs. He predicts a fall in late 2022 comparable to the burst of the dot-com bubble, the housing bubble crisis, and the COVID year decline. Have you ever watched the movie The Big Short? It features Ryan Gosling and Steve Carell and is based on the real-life events of the U.S. housing bubble and the 2007 financial crisis, which ruined the lives of many people while wiping out trillions from worldwide markets. The film's star is Christian Bale's portrayal of Michael Burry, who foresaw the impending crash years into the future and made millions while it began to happen. It would be wonderful if you could like and share this video if you've been enjoying it thus far. Don't forget to hit the bell symbol on our channel and subscribe to receive fast notifications whenever we upload new videos. Let's return to the video now. Michael Burry forecasted the 2008 housing collapse and staked hundreds of millions of dollars against their home bonds, known in the financial world as a short, years before it occurred. The market crashed when the bonds defaulted. Burry gained more than $100 million, $700 million more for his investors, and almost instantly rose to fame in finance. The reason that Michael Burry has been giving a lot of huge forecasts about our financial future and the realization that we're on the brink of a total massive financial meltdown, and he's not trying to say that this will happen in the coming years. He's claiming that it will happen in the latter part of 2022. Still, as the saying goes, even a stopped clock is right twice a day. So Michael Burry's 2008 forecast could have been a coincidence. Burry was, a while back, proven correct about the current state of affairs. Following the Global Health Summit in 2020, governments across the globe began printing obscene amounts of money to boost the economy and prevent a financial crisis. Michael Burry also began foretelling that this would quickly cause substantial inflation in February 2021. However, most at the time thought that he was a crackhead because even though money was still being printed, inflation numbers held steady, even staying below the Fed's own estimated metrics. However, it wasn't long before Burry was proven correct because a few months later, it all started to skyrocket out of regulation. The current inflation rate in the United States is close to 9%, which is the maximum position in 40 years. It's 8.6% in the Eurozone, which is the most it's ever been, but there is far more. Burry also foretold that last year, Tesla's stock would decline by shorting the company. He also talked about shorting Bitcoin just before it reached its all-time peak in 2021, just before its price would collapse, erasing out 50% of the cryptocurrency's value. And he was once again dead on. As a result, the next section of the narrative may be a little concerning for all of us. Burry asserts that the current state of the economy is like sitting down to watch a crash landing, and that things will get worse before they get better worldwide. He foretells that the market will drop by another 50% over the next few months, probably leading to one of the largest economic collapses in the historical record. So that was the worrying aspect, but there's still so much more to consider. Mainly, this has to do with the essence that Burry has been wrong sometimes and not correct. Michael didn't waste any time discussing and making assumptions about market peaks, trying to explain that every market bottoms at a P/E ratio that is relatively low than the one that appeared before it. Due to this, he projects a P/E ratio bottoming at 16, translating to an S&P 500 of 1862, or approximately 50 lesser than where we are right now. He further supports this by displaying 3 charts, indicating that previous financial crises, such as those in 1929, 2001, and 2022, took 10 years to reach their apex. Michael Burry mentioned wagering against Bitcoin when it reached the highest of $69,000 and then plunged by 50% over the ensuing several months when he predicted inflation 6 months before it began to rise. When the price of Tesla fell from $1,200 to $900 per share and his legendary housing market crash lasted close to 2 years to materialize as he had predicted, his short position in Tesla also paid out. Because of this, Michael Burry advises that even if the market might not behave in the same way on schedule, patience will allow his predictions to materialize or, as he puts it, require a while. Personal savings in the U.S. are down. People have little money to spend and save since increased costs have sucked up their cash flow, causing lower earnings, fewer profits, and declining stock prices. He predicts that at this pace, Americans may have no savings by September to December of this year, forcing them to have to borrow and make ends meet. Finally, looking on the bright side, like anyone who makes predictions, Burry also does not have a perfect record. There are many times where he's been incorrect about a stock or a wager on sections of the economy. And even though he has previously won bets on shorting Tesla's stock, he's also not successfully won some bets. But the media seems only to give special attention to his losses and not his wins. The fact that somebody has been right before does not guarantee that they will be right again, and vice versa. Just because someone has been mistaken does not guarantee that that person will be incorrect again. While being troubled about what is going on all around, we must resist giving way to terror. Even though the economy is struggling, you are not helpless to do nothing. Now is the ideal time to organize your finances if you're anxious about the future. If you've never established a spending plan, you can begin there. You can then cancel your credit cards or look into reducing your debt reduction amount each month.